but the way they beat them, the way they beat them, Cole, is a little easier to replicate. They shot them in the head a lot.
Yeah, that's the best way to win as well, right? It's definitely a confidence building here heading into this map for Furia. They know exactly what they're made of. They probably know what 9Z's planning on doing as well. And so, again, what is to say that this result is going to go any other way than what we've seen from Furia as they make their campaign back into South America to look to qualify for IEM Dallas. And man, do they look pretty in doing so. They execute into an MTA bomb site. They're going to be fighting ghosts here out of the gates. There's no one here.
Those shots a little high and fallen.
Got a flash. Or no,
The bomb a little planted. They have a smoke. Smoking a kid, so a defuse is possible, but a 5-on-5 retake still not an ideal aspect. Okay, 5-on-3, a lot more appealing. Max is doing some serious work here. Yuri trying to body shot his way through, and that's not gonna work out. All right, here we go. Max, an explosive play. And a round won by 9Z.
My God, Max just pulls that one back piece by piece right there. Excellent shooting from Jungle. Didn't even sweat when the entire team was chasing him down with a full re-execute into Jungle. Furia, that was their next phase. That was their next plan in the post plant. They plant for Jungle. They plant for Connector. And so they have to take it as well. But Max shuts it down all by himself. He didn't have anyone helping him. That's exactly what 9Z need. Again, I mean, he has been a stud today. A stud in this event here. He's just been showing up no matter what. A lot of big rounds from him. A lot of highlight reel moments. I guess who's got another hero AK? It's Cello. He did great work with it last time we saw him in this position. But this time he's got a Martinez op on the other end of things. Top rattles off. It puts a scare into him.
Yeah, certainly. They'll have another salvo, though. The thing is, they were trying to pull out the CT utility, and they've done that. Huasu stalls the Molotov, which could get interesting here, because there's going to be another salvo of smokes, 2 to be deployed. And then flashbang's over. It's a window smoke.
Tossing utility that I'm sure should be heard from Huasu Peak. Preparing him even more.
It's just a fake, I guess. To confuse them, to try and freeze them up in towards the window. It hasn't really worked out. So now the ACU comes in with no smokes down. They're going out dry. Yuri surely going to deploy this late. Or they're just going to brawl everything. And Art, will reward them early. Alright, they never did deploy Yuri smoke. And well, now they've missed the opportunity. This is a bit of a head scratcher. But I guess I appreciate the ambition that you can fully take A with no smokes down and pistols. Oh, he's gonna get a bomb plant. All right, mission successful. Bomb plant down. Can Fallen do any further damage? No.
Wow. A lot of low HP bars. Again, like you said here, just one small detail. Just one smoke. And towards Jungle?
Window. Not even Jungle. Window. They smoked window. And then Yuri never threw his.
Yeah, I mean, that... yeah.
I don't really get it. You have 2 smokes and a bunch of flashbangs. If you smoke stairs in Jungle and then flash your way into the CT fight, like, that's a pretty good take. Unorthodox, to say the least, from Furia. Unorthodox for sure. They were trying something there. And it may not have worked out terribly well. I think the idea was probably you smoke window to pull them in towards a mid rotate, to think that they're going to get collapsed on from mid, so they maybe move bodies off site. But if you'd thrown like a mid and a connector smoke, maybe you could have faked a cat play. I don't know. That's gonna leave me scratching my head for a little bit here, though.
Fair enough. Definitely a bit of a surprise there in the route. But they have just no help on this A side, or B side rather. They could get a little catwalk split rolling. DGT gonna be that closest defender here, alongside Buddha. Oh, again, a little bit of a fake bit of utility Art. Maybe spotted. Still dealt with. Nicely done from DGT. Takes a little bit of damage for it, but still gets away with a kill. But now, I mean, he's stuck. He's just gonna be stuck here. One boost up should do the trick. Or just a peek. Or you will dismiss that. This becomes a little bit awkward right now.
It does. The problem is getting out of here. They've only got the one flashbang, right? Ooh, Max. Gonna make sure you can't easily get that gun from him. There's that one flashbang. Gun retrieved. Fury would like to brawl. Fury would very much like to brawl, especially now that he's got no teammates. Now that he's got no teammates, but he is going to be able to punish one. 12 seconds, needs to die, and he'll do so.
It's looking solid on the side of 9Z. Martinez with the op, able to get away with a whole lot. I think more so than that, though. FURIA a little bit disjointed in some of the early plays. We'll see if they can patch that up during this game here. Because, again, you have a lot of these great pieces for Mirage. You'd think that it would work out for 9Z. You're seeing some of them come through and influence the server here. Martinez off to a hot start with the AWP. You got Max, the excellent pistol round to build some confidence. So, the pathway for FURIA so far, it's pretty straightforward. It's on their map pick, but they still got to close it out. They still got to get off to a strong start on this T side here.
Look like this wants to be a B pinch. Up catwalk. Strong positioning for it. No quick rotate either. So it's just these two players on site who are isolated. DGT and Max, though, getting the kills they need. Shutting down this mid presence is... Actually, someone tried to get cheeky up Con, and this is a little disjointed from FURIA. Not as fluid as we were maybe expecting. Because they cut off that cap presence, they seem a little timid to get out of apps, and understandably now, I mean, they're massively outnumbered. Queserado gonna work on that. Queserado gonna get to serious work on thinning the herd. But he will be lost. It's all left to fall and to do the work now. Shots not gonna land. No chance to rechamber another round, and it is a lead continuing to build here for 9Z.
It is. Didn't manage to pick up the hop, which is a little bit unfortunate, but Martinez still plenty of cash flow to get into that. But a 4-0 start, and again, FURIA look like they're left scratching their heads in some of these rounds here. Catwalk presence completely shut out. One-pronged approach into that A side. You can see how, or B side rather, and you can see how hard that Queserado is fighting for this control, but not getting away with it. Ooh, that's a missed Molotov that allow Art to crawl up. And Max, oh, gets a sound cue right there. That's nice. Playing very aggressive versus these pistols. You do not want to give over a 4v5. Start this one off, and now he is in a committed position with no teammates close by.
We very lucky to get away with that one. There was a double swing there. If they were a little more coordinated on it, it would have been a dead man. Instead, the nades answer back, and it's completely unpunished. Man advantage now for 9Z. We know a FURIA deco can be dangerous, so finding that early kill makes life a lot easier. But what's the plan here? There's a lot of utility to work with for FURIA on this round. First smoke's going to be deployed. It's a jungle smoke. Second smoke's a ticket smoke. They're going up Con here. They'll have to be wary of the cap player. That seems to be the idea. Double swing through Con means that it's not going to work very well. That was the idea. And the execution, not so much.
Easy does it.
Some interesting routing with some of these smokes on the A takes. I think maybe FURIA are trying some things because we didn't really see this from him yesterday. I don't know. Some curious ideas. The guns are out now, though. It's full rifles. We should see something probably a little more orthodox on this one.
Back at it again with the rifles. I'm with you. Seen a lot of attempts to try and utilize some mid control. A lot of attempts to try and test that B side here. Look at this here, Cello. Forward angle here. Huaso Pete gonna commit as well. Immediately mapped by counter utility as they throw the execution util. Now you gotta get through this one. Cello gonna try and underhand a flash maybe, but it's not gonna get him much space here. Right out into the A side here, into the jaws of the defense right there. One counter flash will do the trick. He goes on that mission. There was no backup here. He was always gonna go in solo. And they just get a free man advantage off the back of that with a nice flash from Max.
Bomb's still in apps. This looks like it wants to be a link up on towards the A site. Also trades 1-for-1. There's a player up con. I mean, this is a lot of forward positioning. If Arch can punish this window player, which he can, now they're in trouble. Next one spotted as well. Still need to deal with Martinez, and Martinez is going to show why that's a tough task. There's no smoke for him. Just going to straight up duel with an AWP. Out towards Tiki with his teammates rotating in. That seems to be the case. Don't know how they're going to get this bomb down with no smokes. Well, they're going to find the right moment, the right time, but it's going to cost them a chance at the post plant. Buddha trades that out nicely. 2 survivors. Bomb defused. Well, the bomb plant does give FURIA more capability to fight forward. Still not exactly the most compelling round.
Yeah, did you just get shut down? I mean, again, Martinez is off in this late play here. I think his job's becoming very easy in some of these rounds. Just gets free reign to pick apart this offense in these late rounds. Getting so many opportunities to strike, and again, he is taking advantage here. Finally, a little pause called in. FURIA, this is the first time we've seen this team bleed, it feels like. We've seen little hints of rounds in a row, but this sort of dominant start from 9Z, it's the first time that they weren't the ones winning early. See what's called out off the back of that timeout. We'll see what's kind of discovered here from FURIA.
I do also wonder as well if FURIA might be using this as an opportunity to practice the Valve coaching rules ahead of the RMR. I know some teams will do that, right? It's a bit of an adjustment to get used to Valve coaching rules for the major cycle, where your coach can only speak during timeouts. I know Gehi is normally a pretty pivotal part of crashing the server. That tomfoolery from Gehi. So we'll see if they're going to be in just a moment. It's not like that's a pivotal round or anything. We'll be back in just a moment here, Kolsif. Yeah, I do wonder whether that's something that FURIA is putting into practice, whether they're trying to play without as much input from the coach role, knowing that they're not going to be able to access that when the major cycle actually kicks up and when they're in the RMR next week. It's like a week from today, maybe less.
Sounds right.
A week from today, actually, exactly, at the RMR begins. So, busy times.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case with FURIA. It should be the case with every team attending the RMR, and honestly, in general, if you want to like make it to the biggest events, which are always the major, right? You want to make sure that you're playing with how you need to, because sometimes you do see some teams with like excellent coaches. You can tell how much influence that they have over a squad, and then they roll into a major and they don't have that same presence. So, obviously, FURIA, again, practicing like they play here.
We didn't miss much.
Getting a nice opening pick into a site collapse. That timeout, whatever was said, re-inspiring the troops for the best looking round that we've seen out of FURIA so far.
And here the smokes go up. Look, traditional smokes. Con and jungle. They found the kills ahead of time, so maybe that was the plan all along and they just didn't get those opening picks. As it is, though, kind of curious if 9Z opt to go for any sort of exits here. The round itself, you can't imagine they've got a big idea for. If they can get some exits, they might limit the money going forward, but by the flip side, keeping their own money healthy is not a bad idea. Yes, you've got a little extra capital to spare here. There's no reason to get overzealous. Or wait, is DGT going to try Ninja? He doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have a kit, so it's just one exit, and he's out of there.
Not bad. Get the legs of damage on your way out. Another kill to add to your tally.
If he had a kit, there was actually kind of a weird window for him to ninja there.
See if he buys one now. He's got money. Spend that extra $400, DGT. No, not yet. It's good to see, though. I mean, again, DGT playing very well, countering some of the riflers on their side of things. He's 9-3 right now. And when 9Z thrive, usually it is as a result of some of those individuals. DGT loves to deliver in the impact here. Look at this little setup here. Cello boosted up. Oh, boy. They're walking up middle, though, right now. That's just too much to handle for Max. A little totem pole is what he walks right on into. Not able to collapse it.
That's Max finally being punished for this mid-aggressions. Got away with it quite a bit early on. It's a different world now, though. Without that early advantage, 9Z now in a bad spot. It's just one over towards the B site. Buddha, no one even close to rotate as well. So if this chooses to end B, 9Z are going to be into trouble. And based on the fact that the Palace player is pulling out, that could be where we're headed.
I would think,
although,
be an A side play or B side play with Palace leaving. Maybe it's going to be a contact walk up A as well for him. They've got a triangulated setup. We'll see if that op is enough to deter.
They want to go through.
Oh, another chance for Martinez. That Molly's going to cut him off, but he still makes it through the murder hole in time.
This is still finishing A. This is still finishing A. They want to threaten that smoke, which they pulled the op off because they're reading the same thing that we are. Look at Yuri. He's in towards jungle, looking the wrong way. Oh no, caught by the underbelt player. And his teammates aren't with him to trade. Queserado's going to get it eventually. Sets up the nades. There might still be a chance at this round. This is chaos. Art, how has he found Martinez? What on earth? How do you read this team, man? How do you read this team? It's hard to read it, and I know where everyone is on the minimap.
It's just a little solo adventure from Art up the catwalk while the A play is taking place. It's understandable as to why you're caught off guard. And Buddha, not right into just yet, but now being covered by Art. An incredibly tough off angle. Timing working well for Buddha to catch a freebie. But that puts everyone on notice now. Smoke on top of the bomb here. Needs to make a move, and he needs to make it quick here. Flash to ensure some safety into the site. Fallen avoids it and doesn't let him cover himself in the smoke. So put him down right before he gets on top of that bomb. And FURIA, back-to-back rounds here. Off the back of a timeout. They start to hold their own.
So timeout will come back the other way. This from the 9Z side of things. As they look to rally, figure out what's been going on, what they can change up, and maybe, just maybe, what the heck they can do economically. We've got 3 players who could buy, 2 who not so much. So a little bit of financial advice might be needed here. It seems like a force is on deck. Martinez does get his ult. So they got the big gun. And Huaso and Buddha will be relegated to the lesser weapons. Curious to see how they approach this. Not a lot of utility. There's almost a full nade set on Huaso and Buddha. But otherwise, well, they're going to be lacking.
Great flash. Art. Looking to play
Molly's
off
gone.
the gap in the smoke. Yeah, the Molly is already dispensed there. And they are left with 2 flashes left. 1 flash left. They just tried to flash for some sort of mid-control here. We're playing a CT side. Now no utility. This is going to maybe force your hand here to get a little more aggressive. And try and press upon any gaps in the default here. This isn't going to catch that connector smoke. Sometimes you can make a gap in it. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to handle that mid-control here. In the meantime, Queserado lurking about in 2 apartments. Does deal with one of the lesser weapons in the MP9. They're all gambling off of this A side, it seems. And FURIA have read into this perfectly right now.
Huaso's in for a world of hurt. 5-7 from this range with nothing to stall them out. Godspeed. Good luck. What you got, Wasso? 5-7 clip of the century. Nope, not happening. I was gonna say it, a rival Cadian's P250 clutch, but no. Not going to be the case. And with Max lost, remaining two will desperately try and hold on to what they've got. FURIA continue this clawing back of the half. As they stack a third round in a row. Presumably this is going to be the eco around these two saved guns as well. So this is starting to get very condensed in the scoreline.
Some of these rounds are a little bit more chaotic here, or equally chaotic, but I feel like FURIA have a lot more direction in them as well. A nice early default. You can see Caserado finds a quick 4v5. And then they group up and execute. It's great stuff here. Martinez, not secure on that op save, but he gets into market here. Shouldn't be enough time to hunt. Safe and sound. With two guns held on to. Is FURIA going to do it again? Are they going to start off maybe a little bit slower? The slowest that we've seen them so far in this event. But step up to the plate. Time matters. It is crunch time, making sure that they could complete this mission. You know, if they close out this map here, it would be without dropping a single map. And it could be that they don't even lose, you know, enough rounds for double digits for their opponents as well. Which shows how dominant this team is heading back into the region.
It's always a nice refresher for FURIA as well, especially ahead of the RMR, right? They play a brand of Counter-Strike that works beautifully with built-up confidence, with a little healthy dash of disrespect thrown into the style. And sometimes, you know, having those runs of just online CS, not having the wins, losing to teams you know you should be beating, you can wear that down just a touch. It's fun to go back home and beat up on the region to remind yourself, oh yeah, we are all that.
God.
And more. 1 for 1 there. The drop shot up. That is a hair puller. That'll make you desk slam. But at least 1 for 1 trading it is not bad here for Martinez. And a team I might be able to retrieve that gun.
At least it's held on to. Off of Martinez, got that into Wasso Peak's hands. He doesn't even rattle a shot off though. And DGT edge shot. That's not fun. That is really not fun. Shella spams that box every time he runs out. I love that. I love that that's just ingrained in his brain right there. Give it a couple bursts, see what you can do. And this time it pans out. But the last couple times he's entered in towards that A side, he's given a shot to that box right there. And Buddha gives a shot to Art's head. That's it. That is all.
So the road to recovery continues here. Shouldn't be an alt for Martinez unless he wants to. Ooh, glass cannons. Okay. All right. Glass cannon Martinez. The betting the house once more. As I want to do. It means if they don't win here, the pocketbook will be empty for the final round of half. And off we go. There's a second op thrown. I think there's a retake rifle thrown in spawn as well. Is Arch just gonna pop a shot and then leave? He just wants it for the mid fight. Oh, interesting. He's ahead of the box. He's ahead of the box. The X-ray couldn't quite figure it out in time, but yeah, this is spicy. So now he's put him on notice with that. Oh, the gun's been ferried over for him to swap back around. He's continuing to keep both, making sure that they don't get the AWP in their hands. And now it does seem like this wants to finish into a B play, but as always, FURIA are a little tough to read the intention of.
Art going back on and to throw a little bit of mid utility, window smoke and top connector. But they're already past this utility. They got this mid setup that's going to realize this is a fake, and they're going to realize it quickly if they don't meet any resistance here. So Fallen is going to throw the utility, but yeah, it doesn't last long for Art. Now, you know, you ready your anchors, you ready Buddha here, tell him to prepare himself as the chase is coming through. The Molotov keeps him in apartments, but Yuri has an entry to crack things open. Meanwhile, Buddha on the site, he gets nothing. He gets devastated here. Wasso Peak running into flames right into Caserado's open arms here. You'll be able to close out on him. And now jumping into the site, it's Max to save the day. He still gets shut down. Quesarado looking to do it all. And he finds the last as well. Martinez can't track him in time. And Furia will keep the spree alive.
Reminder that Martinez was glass cannon, so as soon as that first shot connected, it was over. It was over. Beautifully done there from Quesarado. Tremendous work. The Brazilian star, the best of the region. And now, yeah, 5 rounds in a row. Looking for their 6th here are Furia and 9Z. As good as this game started, have to be starting to feel the frustration here. So many teams know the challenge of trying to contain Furia. He's like, we're getting the A approach this time. It's just Yuri who's left behind. And this might be a more straightforward A play. They look like they want to make contact before they send out any util. So they want the element of surprise. We've seen Furia do this a lot. Not just throwing the smokes, not telegraphing this.
Oh.
And that's exactly why. Now they throw the smokes. Now they get the util set up. And boom. Vision blocked Martinez through.
Beautiful.
Martinez dead as Fallen anticipates it. Got to get up pretty early in the morning to catch out Fallen slipping.
Has his teammates back in a big way. Look at this. He's even watching the flank. The bomb isn't so secure now. That actually does get fallen off the flank right now. That'll allow for this to come through from Max. The bomb's just been dropped. The chaos in the server is kind of catching them off guard. No longer a man advantage. It has slipped quickly. And now it's up to Yuri and Quesarado to save the day again.
Well, you want no one else. No other duo to try and make this happen. Yuri is trying to draw as much focus as possible to set up Quesarado. That's exactly what happens, and that's why you want that duo alive. When they're up, when the fangs are sharp, and it feels like they can do anything, and they'll send us to the break. Second half underway here, and it is a tied scoreline. 6 rounds to start for 9Z. 6 rounds to close for FURIA. So it's safe to say the momentum has gotten away from 9Z. Let's see if they can recover. A pistol round started the whole thing. A second one would go a long way to making life easier. Cello's up in Ninja. Didn't he do this in the last pistol they played against 9Z? Am I crazy?
I think so. I think you're right. I feel like I remember him getting a lot.
I seem to recall this. Let's see if they check. I mean, surely they check.
What is this Art gonna do here with this utility set as well? There's the smokes, there's the execution. Now they scale up. The timing's good here, but Art finally spots it out, and he gets that smoke down. Tries to play forward in it, but immediately goes down. Now, they check.
Okay, they check. They check. You fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. And that, folks, is why it's important to mix up your pistols, especially when you're playing the same team in 2 days on the same map. Just a different pistol, man. Anything else? Well, 9Z will now have won both pistols here on Mirage. It is the ideal setup to potentially snatch their opponent's map pick and make a series of this. And Yuri's gonna die to this bomb.
Yeah,
Just to deny them bomb money.
Anybody else?
Yeah, no, he had nothing to save. He gave himself up. Little immolation, self-immolation there.
What if dying to the bomb gave the bomb planter $300? Could be fun.
It's an interesting idea. It's a very interesting idea.
Give the T side more money. They need that, I'm sure. You have a force buy to
That's the real problem with the economy right now, is that the T's don't have enough money relative to the CTs. I think that's what everyone is saying about the balance.
It's the big complaints I'm hearing.
2 scouts.
Both hit the shot. That's a kill.
That is a kill. They both hit headshots. That's 2 kills. The map checks out. Art stays swinging. He just doesn't stop. He just doesn't stop. Cello, that's some nice damage, even though he doesn't get the kill. Problem is you lose Art as well, and now life gets difficult. Quesarado, this might be the most impressive play yet if he could pull it off. But as they've lost control of A, like we said, Quesarado and Yuri, when they're alive, you believe things can happen. Might be some challenging belief. Indeed, it is. Just onto Yuri now. Quesarado and Yuri, rather.
Bomb has been planted. And delivery of an AK-47.
Ooh,
Martinez.
Came with an extra fee.
Shakes up the box right there. Oh.
Oh, uh-oh. Bye-bye, AK. Oh. Uh-oh. You know, I can appreciate the attempt at sharing.
Yeah, it's a good teammate right there. Good teammate. Unfortunately, those rounds in quickly. A lot quicker than they used to. So, that just goes into the void and get a full eco at 9Z. Gonna beat the record. Last map, very likely. Although I actually can't count these rounds. Like yesterday, FURIA were popping off in these sort of rounds, so there are no guarantees in this world. Until Max starts to queue him up here. There's a kill back from Quesarado, but DGT. Gonna use this round to farm some sweet eeks. And even farm some damage on his teammates.
All in pursuit of the eeks. Gotta have the eeks. Gotta be done. DGT will get himself a third. And he'll share just a little bit. Just a little bit to his teammate. Share the wealth. Alright, so if you're 9Z, you've now converted off of both pistols. This is like the ideal scenario to take an MR12 game, right? But you gotta win this gun round. You win this gun round, the carpet is rolled out for you, Cole. The road to domination, to victory, is just in front of you. All it takes is this one next step.
You're absolutely right. They got 6 rounds off of investments, pistols rather, because the force buys came through. But as you put the emphasis on this gun round here, it is Fallen that picks up the first kill. I think he was boosted into apartments, so he just plucks out Buddha on the lurk. A man advantage established here. And continued as Yuri will find one. Finally, Martinez strikes back, catches a jiggle into Quesarado.
Wasso might be further up than they expect. Here's why Cello always spams the firebox. Because look at where Cello is. He knows what he likes.
It was a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two.
Oh boy. Here we go. Look at Wasso. Look at Wasso peek. This is gonna get real interesting on the rotation. Timely Molotov stalls this out. 50 seconds on the clock. Wasso hears them coming around in towards CT. But it's a bait. It's a bait. Fallen is wise to it. The wily fox. So now they know. Now the element of surprise is out of this one. Re-smoke up on towards Con. Molly does not clear Cello in firebox. He's been here the whole time. They get the kill on Art. But Cello is just waiting for somebody to try and plant that bomb. 20 seconds. Time's getting short. Cello still in here. And now he's struck. And now they know they can't plant. They can't plant this dang bomb until they deal with Cello. The nade, fortunately, will do it for them. Martinez is pulled off on that spam, though. He's so low now. 7, 6, 5. Another run of spam. Might just do it. Oh, he's got the bomb down. Gives Wasso a chance to close this. But he can do no such thing. Big round for Fallen. Double op retrieved. And FURIA have survived the first gun round.
Yeah, but they just survived. Just barely hanging on right there. Fallen able to show what he's made of. That round with the rifle work coming through from him. The Optus started it off, and then he tosses it over to his low HP teammate. But he pretty much has to do most of the heavy lifting in that clutch. That 2v2. Shutting down the player who was planting bomb. They do get it down at least, and that'll give them some extra security here on this 9Z squad, but they have the consistency because they need it. So many casualties in that last round that double op can be deadly. Smoke, timing. The shot there doesn't land. Max is back to his antics once again, but these footsteps, he just made a little bit of noise there. Should be revealed. My god.
Ooh, Fallen. Collects on the first. Buddha able to trade out towards window, but there's a lot of presence here, and yeah, kicking the hornet's nest, well, you're gonna get stung. Martinez and DGT, what do they want to do here? They've got some util to try and make something happen, but it's mostly just going to be looking for a pick. They've got a minute to try and make this work. But 4 targets on the other side to find.
Right? Just be a settled out round here. I don't know if they want to make much of an effort. They're hoping for some sort of reaggression, but that's just not going to come through here. Not a chance in this world. Maybe if that was the case, they'd be more inclined to press forward. They're still waiting out here in Palace and A main. There, I mean, how would you ever expect a triple connector setup right there? FURIA crunch in on that mid control, but it's all from one prong, right? They all just fight their way through. Fallen has so much faith in his rifle. As you can see, he's not concerned about the possibility of a peek. He trusts that his teammates can cover his back while he presses forward with that AWP. And another great defensive round from Fallen. Back to back now on the gun rounds when it matters the most. He has stepped up.
It's funny, too, because to use someone I mentioned as a highlight of potential vulnerability, thinking Martinez might be able to take the edge in the omping tool, and man, Fallen has proven otherwise. The dude just is eternal. Every time you think maybe it's going to fall off a little bit. Still proves just as capable.
I believe it was Quesarado after they won, went over there in Espo, really highlighted Fallen's ability on this map, but as well as his calling on this map on the CT side specifically. And you can see how comfortable he is in the repositions, how smart the game plans are. That little fake that he did a couple or 2 rounds ago now, where he covers the murder hole but lets his team run by. It's just all these little plays here that he has, and it feels like Fallen's meeting them everywhere they want to go.
Yeah, absolutely the case. I know, especially for a player, if you don't maybe have the most cracked out mechanics anywhere, you can compensate that with insane map knowledge, control, feel, game sense. And especially at top level Counter-Strike, more often than not, that's what actually wins the day. The best flick is the one you don't have to make because your crosshair was in the right place at the right time.
Poetic. Yuri looking to test the waters early. That is just no respect here. Off the back of a little bit of a pause in this round here, they come through high energy towards this mid side, but it does leave A a little bit vulnerable here. They got to prepare themselves for a potential walkout from 9Z.
The question is, when can Fallen get his eyes around? He's really wary that someone's coming through con, but he's got support for it. Whoa, now there's the pressure. Run! Fallen hits a quick flick. He's lost his teammate, though. Fallen will have to do more work, and this is exactly what he was worried about. The play through con comes in late, but it works out. At this point, Yuri, left alone, is probably going to have to save. He wants a fight, though. Yeah, it's a little overzealous, perhaps. Going to back away. And double digits will be found by 9Z first. Where's the money at? The money's not great for FURIA. They've lost a few casualties in this one gun rounds. So it's likely it's going to be a tough reinvestment. Cello's got some money to drop.
I'll pay an AWP, right?
But this will be tough.
Falling back on that gun. That is if they want to go big. But yeah, you're exactly right. It is tough decision making. GT might make the decision a little bit easier right there. Extra cash flow, and yeah, Cello immediately invests in the op, tosses it over to Fallen. So they do continue to place faith in his ability. He starts it off well, finds a big pickoff, but we're expecting Max. Max with another incredible play here. We got another 100 ADR performance from him. Your Mirage standing alongside DGT, this dynamic duo that we've talked about playing together for so very long.
Last time they took a timeout, though. Last time they took a timeout, FURIA then won 6 rounds in a row. Timeout on deck in this one. And a buy scrounge together. What are the words from Kehi, the coach? What are the magic words whispered in their ear? Click heads. Kill them before they kill you. Another such insights.
Last time they won 6 in a row. Off the back of it. They get any sort of that magic manufactured once again. They'll be in a good spot here. Up, elevated. Doesn't quite connect on a Quesarado. He's lucky. Heard that shot rattle off there. You'd imagine Martinez had him in his crosshairs for just a split second there, but not long enough to kill. Oh, Yuri. Not giving the op the duel here. Oh, but he walks into the angle and sticks around to try and test Max. It's another fiery opener from this guy, and he's not ready to stop with just one. He presses that advantage forward, dives in towards window, takes some valuable real estate. Max is showing up hungry right now as he finds the first.
Where's the counterpunch going to come through? There's no aggression anywhere on the map for FURIA, which feels
seems to be a main aggression
wrong.
though right now from Art.
Now he's moving out, but it's the wrong side of the map at the wrong time. It's a B hit coming through. Re-smoke on a bait setup. Now the Molotovs are starting to hit. All the pressure in the world's going to be on Cello, who has not been having the best time of things. Here's the round to step up. Here's the round to make his presence known. Back of the bench. They're dropping down out of the van. tags, but no kills, and that should trigger a save. If even they can, Quesarado won't be able to. Bomb down and planted. 11 on the board for 9Z, and FURIA might have to swallow their pride and play for overtime.
My God. What an excellent call right there, Max. He keeps Quesarado planting his feet right there. Cello is not getting any help on that B-bomb site. So he finds the opening duel, and he, in doing so, just calls the perfect round by keeping Quesarado left in towards CT spawn and Cello on in no man's land with never a chance to work that round. And if they complete the mission here, you're gonna have to give this guy even more credit for what he has done so far. And now the op not guaranteed to be saved here. Huda. No way. No, not to get a fight further. Like you said, I mean, you gotta call a full eco here.
You'd imagine. You'd imagine. Are they gonna do it? Or are they gonna try and force it? They're gonna try and force this issue. They're buying in. They're risking it all. Or is Art just making the sacrifice?
Maybe.
Just Art.
Buying around the guns, and yeah, they want Quesarado and, or rather, Yuri and Cello on guns in the next, but responsibility on Fallen and Quesarado to try and lift this round up.
It's a tense moment here. Tense moment. Quesarado wants to get aggressive, wants to try and get an early advantage here. Fallen with him. Oh, it's Martinez just on the other side, on the other line. Looking for this exact peak, this exact fight. And Fallen is thinking about giving it to him. Patience shown for the moment. Martinez cracks first, pulls off the angle. They're shifting in towards an A hit. It's decently set up for Art. Ooh, thinking about going into Palace. Timing will be everything here.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Jink.
Just about had it.
Not the kill. And now so much pressure on. It's just Yuri here with a P250 as they try and rally around. Oh, they drop in front of him. Yuri, only one. A second might have been enough. A second might have done it. How much do they want to commit? These guns will be valuable to try and fight for overtime. They're out. They're gone. They've pulled the plug. The emergency bail has occurred. FURIA are conceding map point on Mirage on their own map pick in this series against 9Z.
Finally, we see FURIA bleed a little bit here as well. 9Z get it over and over again. This time, FURIA caught in a heavy mid setup. Cello gonna go down. That's no harm, no foul. But for the rest of this roster here, they gotta figure things out. Got one more timeout that I imagine they're gonna use right here. But we could finally see FURIA drop a map here. We could finally see them struggle at the hands of 9Z, who have held in there. Again, they come into these IEM closed qualifiers ready to play. They got the job done versus MIBR last time in the grand finals in a 3-map series. They could start this 3rd map. They could get their chance at redemption versus this FURIA squad with this round right here. Chances to close. Fallen is down low, and he still dives out towards middle. He still dives through the smoke. You're not a care in this world for Fallen. But he's got to be maybe more cautious. I mean, this is an impossible position to work from.
Is a bit. Molotov to try and force out the fight, and Fallen has won it. Fallen has won it. He's won it, and he's away. So it works out. It pays off. They bet on Fallen, and Fallen rewards them. Quesarado has now taken the next. So this one's starting off well for FURIA. Still 9Z. Do not want to give up this A site, but look at the read from FURIA. Just about full adjusted. It's just going to be Cello left behind with that op to watch B. Everybody else eyes on this side of the map. Well, there's a fair chunk of utility. There are no smokes. There are no smokes for this one. Not an ideal prospect. Molotov's being deployed.
Oh boy.
Art's positioning poor. Had no idea Wassa was in the angle. And now they might be in trouble. But Quesarado, who else? Looking to bail them out. Only gets one. Back into a 2-on-2. This could be the map. This could be
Yuri.
It's all on Cello. Here's his hero moment. Misses the shot. Hasn't been great with that secondary up, but he'll try. And they're past him into the post-plant scenario. Cello doesn't even have armor behind this. Chose the AWP over it. What's he got? Ooh, not the shot. Backing him off of it. Martinez on the line. And we're going to a third. We're going to the decider. We're going the distance here in this matchup. Cole, I didn't think we'd get here. I didn't think we'd get here at all. But we're going ancient.
Yeah. I mean, it's still going to be a tough battle here.